the 10 smallest countries in the world, so small you could walk a dog around them in a circle. The number one spot is built on sea ruins with a population of only 5 people. When you think of a country, most people imagine millions of people, vast lands, an army, a government, and a capital. But did you know that there are many countries in this world? From Malta, which you can tour in half a day, to San Marino, which isn't even as big as a public park, to an independent state with only 5 people. You might even ask, can this even be called a country? In this episode, join us as we explore the 10 smallest countries in the world, each one astonishingly smaller than the last. We look forward to your subscription and likes. Number 10, Malta. You can travel the entire country by bus in just half a day. The number of tourists who visit each year is more than 3 times the country's population. The tourism industry contributes a whopping 30% of its GDP. This tiny country is Malta. If you've seen Troy, Assassin's Creed, Jurassic World, Dominion, or Game of Thrones, then you'll be very familiar with this country because all these films and television shows were filmed in Malta. It can be said that Malta is a very delicate but culturally charming and profound country. Some say that if the Mediterranean were a hairstyle, Malta would be a single hair in it. That's right, Malta is located in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea, known as the heart of the Mediterranean. It's only 300 kilometers from the African continent and 90 kilometers from Sicily, Italy, placing it at a crucial maritime crossroads for Europe, Asia, and Africa. Its geographical location is extremely advantageous, making it a strategic point of contention since ancient times. Malta has an area of only 316 square kilometers and a total population of 563,000, equivalent to a county in some countries. But this doesn't diminish its appeal to people all over the world. Malta's capital, Valletta, is a defensive fortress built in the 16th century to resist foreign enemies. It's listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site and is full of cultural charm. The city is rich in historical sites, with most buildings in the Baroque style. From the outside, they have yellow walls, but inside, they are lavishly decorated in gold, shining brightly under the sun. Many people enjoy feeling the gentle sea breeze along Malta's coast while admiring its unique ancient architecture. The whole trip is enjoyable and aesthetically pleasing. The climate here is warm and pleasant. You don't even need a sweater in the coldest months. So, you don't need to pack thick clothes for a trip here. If you don't want a special forces style of tourism, Malta is really worth a visit. Because the country is so small, even the capital, Valletta, can be explored in just 3 or 4 hours. You can spend the rest of your time relaxing in your hotel or enjoying the sea breeze by the shore. It's a paradise for lazy people. Number 9, Maldives. Whenever it's tourist season, the name Maldives is always on the list. But what many people don't know is that the Maldives has a very limited area. Its territory covers 115,300 square kilometers, but 99% of it is ocean. The land area is only 298 square kilometers, with a population of 557,000. The capital, Male, is only 1.9 square kilometers, making it the smallest capital in the world. To be blunt, this place isn't even as big as a normal residential complex. Because it's so small, it can't even accommodate an airport, which had to be built on a neighboring island. Some netizens joke that it's not suitable for driving here, because one push of the accelerator and you're at the end. However, although the Maldives is small, its fame is immense. White sandy beaches, clean sand, dense palm groves, the blue sea, and countless coral reefs make up the beautiful marine scenery of the Maldives. Tens of millions of tourists come here every year. With wave after wave of tourism booms, the Maldives has firmly established itself as one of the world's most popular tourist destinations. Its tourism revenue even accounts for 35% of its total GDP, and this trend has been rising in recent years. Many people who come here say they never want to leave, even wanting to become residents of the Maldives. If you have this idea, I advise you to think twice. Due to its small size, the entire country's job opportunities and living resources are very limited, far less convenient than in other countries. Furthermore, the Maldives has a monolithic economic structure and is heavily dependent on imports. Before 2011, it was listed as one of the world's least developed countries. It was only in recent years that it transformed into the country with the highest per capita GDP in South Asia. But even so, its infrastructure still needs improvement. Most people here are Muslims, and polygamy is a very common phenomenon. If you had to find words to describe the Maldives, they might be feudal yet passionate, dangerous yet charming. For just a tourist visit is indeed a good choice. Number 8. St. Kitts and Nevis. When you first hear the name of this country, you might think it's two different places. In fact, it's a country composed of two islands, St. Kitts and Nevis. It is located in the eastern Caribbean Sea, south of Antigua and Barbuda, and near Montserrat. The land area is only 261 square kilometers, with a population of just 50,000, making it a true micronation. The country's history can be traced back to 1493, when Columbus discovered it during his second voyage and declared it for the Spanish crown. Subsequently, the Spanish king sent several groups of immigrants here, but most of them found it difficult to endure the harsh environment and left. It wasn't until more than 100 years later that British colonizers invaded, and it officially became a British colony. On September 19, 1983, St. Kitts and Nevis finally gained independence, establishing the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis and becoming a sovereign state. To this day, the development of St. Kitts and Nevis is still not entirely satisfactory. Due to its small land area, its infrastructure is also underdeveloped. However, the country has found a unique path by developing tourism and an attractive citizenship policy, earning a steady income. The scenery here is beautiful, the climate is mild, and there are numerous attractions. It's known as the backyard of North America and the Pearl of the Caribbean, a coveted vacation spot for tourists from Europe and America. The Prince of Wales Bastion, Brimstone Hill Fortress National Park, and other sites are among the most popular attractions for tourists. Millions of people visit every year. Besides tourism, another major source of income for St. Kitts and Nevis is its citizenship by investment program. While other countries are tightening their citizenship requirements, this country does the opposite. There are no language, education, management experience, or asset requirements. You don't even have to move here. You just need to pay a sum of money to quickly process your naturalization. On average, you can get a passport in about 3 to 6 months. Moreover, because the country has no capital gains tax, income tax, wealth tax, gift tax, property tax, or inheritance tax, and does not levy personal income tax on the overseas income of its citizens, making it convenient for applicants to transfer and store assets. Therefore, it has always been favored by the world's wealthy, celebrities, and business people. As of the first half of 2024, St. Kitts and Nevis has issued over 35,000 passports through its citizenship by investment program. If it were you, would you be willing to live in this country and be neighbors with the rich? Number 7. Marshall Islands. The Marshall Islands are located in the Micronesia region of the Central Pacific with a land area of only 181 square kilometers and a population of just 54,000. They all live on 34 coral atolls composed of nearly 1,225 small islands. To be more specific, the Marshall Islands can be divided into two island chains. The southeastern islands are called the Raddock Sunrise chain, and the northwestern islands are collectively known as the Rollick Sunset chain. The distance between these two chains is 208 kilometers. There are no railway hubs here. Roads are the main mode of transportation, and sea transport is primarily used for travel between the various atolls. The main port of the Marshall Islands, Majuro, is a deep-water port that can accommodate ships of up to 100,000 tons. This has led to a very developed shipping and fishing industry, which has become the country's main source of economic income. Today, the Marshall Islands is the world's second-largest ship registry, second only to Panama. But apart from this, the Marshall Islands has little else to boast about. Its economic development is relatively backward, with 60% of its income coming from aid from the United States and other countries. Many people even describe the buildings in the Marshall Islands as seeming to be perpetually old and dilapidated. However, if you look at the Marshall Islands from a different perspective, you will find a different kind of surprise. Precisely because the economy is not developed, it has not been affected by industrial pollution or the hustle and bustle of crowds. So its natural scenery is so clean and beautiful. The azure waters, vast sky, green trees, and the leisurely people by the sea have made this place a dream paradise for countless tourists. Don't be fooled by its small size. It actually has 15 airports connecting to Hawaii in the west and Fiji, Australia, and New Zealand in the south. To the east, it can also connect to Saipan in the South Pacific. The convenient travel conditions allow those who want to visit to do so without any worries. Experiencing the most pristine scenery and local customs here will definitely make you want to stay forever. Number 6. Liechtenstein. Liechtenstein is a very magical country. Although its area is very small, only 160 square kilometers, and its population is only 40,000, it is one of the most developed countries in the world. How does this country, located in the Central Alps and the Rhine Valley, leverage its economy with such a small population? After looking at its development history, I believe you will have some insights. Liechtenstein is one of only 2 doubly landlocked countries in the world. This means that it is a landlocked country itself, with no oceans or rivers passing through it, and all the countries surrounding it, such as Switzerland and Austria, are also landlocked. Geographically, it is completely surrounded by other countries and has no particular advantages. However, Liechtenstein has stabilized its national economy through its long history and unique political neutrality. The territory of Liechtenstein was part of the Roman province of Rhaetia. In January 1719, the Holy Roman Emperor Charles VI merged the dominion of Schellenberg and the county of Vaduz to form an independent small principality, which he named Liechtenstein, and the country was thus born. During the Napoleonic Wars from 1800 to 1815, Liechtenstein was repeatedly invaded by the First French Empire and the Russian Empire, and the country was in turmoil. It did not formally become independent until 1866. It is precisely because it has suffered from the ravages of war and has experienced a complex history that the country of Liechtenstein is now full of the beauty of historical change, as if every corner is telling a story of the past. The turbulent history of the past has also made the country highly vigilant in politics. For many years, Liechtenstein has stayed away from world political disputes, always remaining neutral, and has used a low-tax policy to attract foreign companies to set up factories and invest. A series of measures have allowed the domestic economy to advance steadily. Although Liechtenstein is the 4th least populous country in Europe, its per capita gross national product is as high as 60,000 euros, making it extremely wealthy. When you come here, you can feel the joy brought by a high standard of living. And at the same time, you can enjoy the fresh and natural scenery of the Alps. In winter, the Alps are covered with white snow, making it a paradise for ski lovers. Countless internationally renowned skiers train here. Regardless of their skiing skills, tourists can enjoy their youth to the fullest at the foot of the Alps. This country indiscriminately embraces everyone who enjoys life, and I think this is also the reason why it is so loved by the world. Number 5. San Marino. San Marino is located on the Italian peninsula with a land area of just over 60 square kilometers and a population of about 34,000. Much smaller than the 5 countries we mentioned above. However, it is the oldest surviving republic in the world. In 301 AD, a Christian stonemason named Marinus from the island of Rab in northern Dalmatia founded San Marino to escape the persecution of Christians by the Roman Emperor. In 1243, San Marino established a system of 2 co-ruling captains regent, becoming the world's first republic. For countless years thereafter, San Marino survived in the cracks of wars between various countries until the unification of Italy in the late 19th century, when it officially became a sovereign state. A life of displacement is a microcosm of the country's development, but this has not affected its strength. Don't be fooled by the fact that San Marino is a tiny country of tens of thousands of people. It made a full transition from agriculture to industry and services early on. Today, San Marino's textile, construction, winemaking, and food processing industries are very developed. Its clothing, wine, wood, building materials, and other primary processed goods are sold at home and abroad. Of course, the financial industry is even more profitable. San Marino is known as the financial center of the Italian peninsula. Through a simple and low-tax system, it has attracted countless international capitals to register, making a fortune from it. Today, San Marino's per capita GDP is as high as $54,000, while Italy's is less than 40,000. To describe San Marino as a small country with a small population that is fabulously wealthy is perfectly appropriate. Number 4, Tuvalu. Compared to the wealthy San Marino, Tuvalu, which we will talk about next, is much more backward. Tuvalu is a country formed by 9 small coral atolls, 8 of which are inhabited. The total land area is only 26 square kilometers, making it a very small country indeed. However, its small size is not its only drawback. Its biggest problem is poverty. The land here is barren, resources are scarce, agriculture is backward, and there's almost no industrial development. The local residents make a living by fishing and growing coconuts, bananas, taro, and other items, earning very little money. In 2023, Tuvalu's GDP was only $60 million, and its per capita GDP was only $5,720, which is far behind the rest of the world. Therefore, since 1986, Tuvalu has been rated as one of the world's least developed countries. If other small countries, despite their small size, can still develop their economies through tourism, then Tuvalu is a barren land that almost no one is willing to set foot on. And now, Tuvalu no longer has time to think about whether tourists will come. Whether this country can even exist in the future is a question. Tuvalu's terrain is extremely low, with the highest point only about 4 meters above sea level. With the current trend of global warming and rising sea levels, Tuvalu is already in jeopardy. Some experts predict that in 50 years, half of Tuvalu's land will be submerged by the sea, and in another 100 years, this country may cease to exist. Compared to other small countries, Tuvalu is truly a nation not favored by fate. Number 3, Republic of Nauru. Nauru is one of the 5 countries in the world composed of a single island, the other 4 being Dominica, St. Lucia, Barbados, and Niue. Its total land area is only 21 square kilometers, making it the world's smallest island nation and the 3rd smallest country by area, about the size of a small park. However, although its land area is mini, its exclusive economic zone at sea is a staggering 320,000 square kilometers, 15,238 times its land area. It possesses rich marine resources, and its annual fish imports and exports are among the top in the world. What many people don't expect is that it has another ace up its sleeve. Can you believe it? This tiny place, where even birds wouldn't stop to poop, actually made its fortune from bird droppings. Nauru is located in the equatorial region, which has far more biodiversity than temperate and frigid zones. Apart from Banaba Island of Kiribati, 300 kilometers away, there's only the vast, boundless ocean, making it extremely suitable for birds on short-term migrations. Every year, tens of thousands of migratory birds pass through here for a temporary rest. After taking care of their biological needs, they fly away, leaving behind piles of bird droppings. Don't think that something as smelly as bird droppings would be despised by the locals. The residents here wish these birds would poop a few more times, because under the combined action of high temperature, rain, and sea breeze, these bird droppings have turned into a 6 to 10 meter thick phosphate rock deposit. 60% of Nauru is covered by phosphate, with a mineral grade of 37%, far exceeding the general level. As an important fertilizer rich in phosphorus, phosphate can increase the yield and quality of crops and improve soil quality. The phosphate mines of the Republic of Nauru have naturally become a target of competition from major countries. Today, the Republic of Nauru's national economic income is sufficiently supported by exporting phosphate to countries like Australia and New Zealand. Without a doubt, this is a country fed by poop. Number 2, Monaco. When we talk about wealthy countries, we usually think of Dubai or the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia first. In fact, there are some countries that are quietly getting rich, stunning everyone. For example, Monaco, which we are about to discuss. Monaco is located in the south of France. Except for its southern coastline along the Mediterranean Sea, its northern, eastern, and western parts are all surrounded by France, making it a rare country within a country. Its land area is very small, only 2.08 square kilometers, of which 0.5 square kilometers were reclaimed from the sea. It sounds a bit sad, but when you hear about their per capita income, you might be the one feeling sad. Monaco is known as a paradise for the rich. Its finance, real estate, and high-tech sectors are exceptionally developed. In 2021, its per capita GDP was as high as 80,000 euros, ranking among the top in the world. In this country, more than 1/3 of the residents are millionaires. This means that if you meet 3 people on the street, one of them is filthy rich. What is that experience like? It's simply enviable, jealousy-inducing, and hateful. Since this country is so rich, its infrastructure must not be underestimated. In Monaco, luxury cars, villas, and lavish hotels are everywhere. People on the streets are all wearing designer brands. They also have highly developed public service systems, such as healthcare and education. It seems they have no worries in life. Being rich is one thing, but this country is also so beautiful it's hard to look away. The warm, humid climate and beautiful sea views have become the country's trademark. Every year, countless people come here to experience the romantic seaside scenery. Yacht races are also often held here, attracting billionaires from all over the world to gather and enjoy the speed and passion. In the face of a developed economy and extreme beauty, being small is no longer a disadvantage. Number 1, Vatican City. Vatican City is the country with the smallest land area in the world, with the entire country being only 0.44 square kilometers. What does that mean? It's probably not even as big as the park in your neighborhood. You can leave the country in just a few steps. It can be said that there are no long-distance relationships in this country. Everyone is a neighbor. Yet quite a few people live on such a small piece of land. The permanent population of the Vatican is over 600 people, mostly Italians. They also have their own currency called the Vatican Lira, which is mainly issued by the Vatican Bank. However, this currency does not serve a circulatory purpose because the number of notes printed each year is very small. They're usually bought by tourists for collection. In addition, the Vatican also has the world-famous attraction, St. Peter's Basilica. This is a Catholic religious sanctuary built in 1506 and is one of the most important symbols of the Catholic Church. It has a history of 500 years, and its construction alone took nearly 70 years. The entire basilica can accommodate 60,000 people. Such a magnificent building is worth a visit. Besides the sovereign states we mentioned above, there's actually a place in this world that is not recognized by the outside world, but declares itself a country, called the Principality of Sealand. This country is located in an abandoned structure on the English Channel, covering only 0.0004 square kilometers. It is definitely a super mini country. The entire nation has only 5 permanent residents. They have no industry, no production, and not even water, electricity, or gas. The country's operation relies entirely on imports. Entering this country is also very simple. You only need to pay 30 British pounds to be recognized by the king. I wonder if you would be willing to join such a small country? Alright, that's the 10 smallest countries in the world that I brought to you. Which one do you like the most? Feel free to leave a comment to share your thoughts. Finally, a request for likes and subscriptions. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with more people. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.